Hi class, Mr. Dawson here. This video is titled Cover Letter Out Loud. In this video, I will discuss what is a cover letter and how it is important as you job search. So, what is a cover letter? Well, a cover letter is a formal way of introducing yourself to a potential employer. Some employers will ask for a cover letter to be submitted with your resume. Now, your resume is general. You don't change your resume. Okay, your resume covers your work experience, skills and abilities, any certificates you have, any education. Again, this is usually a one-page document, and again, it explains that information. Now, a cover letter is much different. Let your cover letter serve as a formal introduction of yourself. This letter is specific to the job you're applying for. We at Hope suggest you write a cover letter, if required, for any job that you apply for. Get into that healthy habit. I even suggest at times submit a cover letter for jobs that say optional, but always submit a cover letter when it is required. So let's begin and break down what goes in the cover letter. Now, let's start at the very top. At the very top, you're going to have the company you're applying for, the name of the person you are sending the letter to. Make sure you have their full name and their job title. You can exclude Mr. or Mrs. at this point because in some cases you may not know if the person is married, or also there are gender neutral names such as Kelly. So you don't want to assume that Kelly is a gentleman or it may be a lady. So again, just use their full name as you start this letter. After the company's name, include the address. Okay, this is a letter, and you want to prepare it as a letter. Now, it can be sent in the body or as an attachment in an email, and that's okay. But again, consider this cover letter as a writing sample, and you want to show you are professional and you have the ability to construct a well constructed business letter or cover letter. Okay, so we have the top of the page, we have the company name, we have the address, we have who you're writing the letter to, again, their full name, no Mr. or Mrs., and then you double space down. After you double space down, you include the day's date. Okay, be correct with this and double check all the information that you've already written or typed up. Also, at Hope, we will provide you with several samples of a cover letter just in case you've never written one. Or we like to give you a blueprint of a well constructed 3-paragraph cover letter. And that's what we will cover. So you got your heading, you've double spaced, you've included the date, you've double spaced. Now we're going to go into the salutation. The salutation is the greeting, and this is where you will be very formal. Include in your greeting or salutation, again, the hiring manager's full name. Now, it's important that you have this information. So you may have to do some research. You may have to contact the person, the company, and find out hopefully who you're interviewing with. Do some research and maybe look on the company's website. And again, deduce or figure out who you're going to be interviewing with. Again, you want to make a connection in this first formal interview, and you want to show you are proactive and you've figured out who you're going to interview with. And this is important. All right, next we're going to go right into the letter. So the opening paragraph or the first paragraph is very important. This is where you state your name, state the position you're applying for, state how you come across the job posting, and begin to explain why you are a fit for the job. Again, this is just the first paragraph. In the middle or second paragraph is when we're going to get more into the weeds and get more specific on how your skills and abilities match the job posting and what they're looking for. Also, I like to say here in the first paragraph, if you have been referred to the company or to the job, or you know someone who works there, right now or in this first paragraph is a good time to write that person's name down and their title. And again, also, if you are referred by a good friend, make sure that person knows you're applying for the job. Okay, make sure that person knows what department and who you're interviewing with. And also, on the other side of that, if you are using a person, make sure they are strong within the organization. And again, because if this is a person who is really good at the job and an overachiever and doing well at the job, they will be looked at favorably. So again, in the first paragraph, this is where you include that information. Okay, so we've covered the first paragraph. Again, in the first paragraph, you're introducing yourself, you're stating the position you're applying for. You've also mentioned if someone has referred you to the company. Now we're going into the middle paragraph. Now, the middle paragraph could be one or two paragraphs. And what you want to do here is match your work experience, skills and abilities, hard and soft skills, transferable skills to the position. You want to closely dissect the job posting and in a few sentences or in no more than two paragraphs, match your skills and abilities to what they're looking for. And use the language of the job posting. And again, you're going to match, again, your sentences and your skills and abilities to what they're looking for. And be very specific here. Again, this is your first step to the next step. And in this step, this is you landing a job interview. Okay. And again, you in this middle part of the letter, you want to entice the employer. You want the employer to say, wow, this person is actually a fit. I think I want to bring them in. So in this middle, give details. Give details from your past work experience, your past jobs, and what you've done. Um, don't go too deep. Again, save some for the interview. So again, just think of this as again. I often uh, teach students to limit yourself to five, four to maybe six sentence paragraph for the middle, and again, be specific. Now we're on to the closing, third paragraph. Now, in the closing paragraph, you want to remind the person you are the best fit for the job. You also want to thank them for their time and consideration because time is valuable to successful people. So just that, just the simple fact that the person is taking out time to read your cover letter means a lot. So thanking them in this final paragraph is a good way to further go into concluding the paragraph by expressing your interest in the next step. So in conclusion, again, you're reminding them you're fit, you're thanking the person for their time and consideration, and you're also stating you would love to have a formal meeting with the person. Now, my colleagues also suggest in the final paragraph, you can address any gaps of employment, uh, and that this could be a good time to at least mention that. I tend to believe save that for the job interview. But in the third paragraph, if you have a significant gap in your employment, you may want to mention this in the third final paragraph. And don't forget to express interest in the next steps in the hiring process. Don't forget that. Okay, guys, so now we're going to end the letter. At the very bottom, what you will write is your complimentary close. You can say, thank you, best, and regards. Keep it formal. Again, this is a formal letter. Now, there's two ways to send this letter. If you're going to send the letter the traditional way through the U.S. Postal Service, at the very bottom of the letter, make sure you print your name and sign it. Signing a letter is very important. If you're going to send this letter via email, no need to sign. You can't sign it. So again, make sure you sign this letter if you're going to send it formally. Now, there you have it. You have a formal, well-constructed Hope version of a cover letter. Okay. We will also at Hope provide you with several samples of good, or dare I say, excellent cover letters. Be prepared and have the ability to construct a cover letter. Now, a cover letter is different than a thank you letter, and we'll go over thank you letters in the near future. For right now, again, understand uh, why a cover letter is needed or required, and how to construct a cover letter. Also, you finish that cover letter. Before you send it out, you can have myself take a look at it. You can have your employment specialist take a look at it. Our business development manager take a look at it. Even Miss Knox will take a look at your cover letter. Now, a good, strong cover letter represents you. It represents the professional best self of you. So be prepared to deliver a well-written cover letter. Now, as I've said, your cover letter represents you. Consider it a writing sample. Consider it a measure of your intelligence and your ability to construct and craft a great business letter. And also keep in mind, you want to spark the interest of that employer. You want to wow them. You want to intrigue them. You want to give them some information to entice them to want to meet with you. So again, good luck. You now know how to construct a cover letter. And again, we will provide you some samples of cover letters. And good luck again.